He has to decide to pee every hour and a half, so. But I got the cards here if you guys. I'm streaming and then my husband gets home. And then once he gets home, it's just loud hour. But I'm here. I had a very exciting stream before I took my little break. I like to have exciting streams because I feel sometimes I don't have the most exciting life. So this is about the most exciting thing that happens to me is YouTube. It's just me and Chong most of the time. Because the husband's always working because he says we always need money. So it is what it is there. Well, here's Chong. He's a cute dog. There he is, my baby. He's the reason I live stream to help him and his friends. Because I feel that everyone deserves a chance in life. So why not try to promote a new start for animals? There's not enough help because these guys, unfortunately, they're not humans, so they don't get as much rights as humans. And I do feel that animals should have some kind of advocator. I feel that to take ownership over a human, any kind of life, is against the natural selection, and I just don't like it. So I will be up here talking crap about corporate farming and stuff like that until the cows come home because it's just not the natural way of things, the way we go about getting our food. I feel bad about the pigs having to live their life in cages just because they're going to be put for slaughter. They don't get one bit of joy. They're not even celebrated for a little bit before they get bigger. I feel the lack of empathy in farming is not good. Farming, I believe, should be stuck to the farmers. Yeah, I know that I pretty much am a vegan and I don't agree with farming, but it's better than the farming they got now. These poor animals suffer, and they suffer so bad. I mean, pigs being in, and literally when they give birth, they're not allowed to even see their own litter, and they have to suck off their mommy's teats through cages. It's horrible. Oh, hello. How are you? I'm just talking about this corporate farming, how it bothers me. I've signed like 5 petitions on Facebook about it. Those pigs and cows go through hell. They really do. I feel bad. I feel bad for the cows because they get their head chopped off and it goes in one pile. And when it goes in that pile, the all their family members line up and they get their heads chopped off. I mean, I just think it's so inhumane how that goes, and that's because they don't wanna. They want to use every bit of the cow. This is how this corporate farming goes, and a farmer would shoot him in the head. But no, these corporate guys just go for all the inhumane things, and I don't like it. Will I be able to stop corporate farming? Probably not. But I can still talk my shit about it and how they get away with abusing all these animals. Oh, hello, everybody. Because I don't like the mistreatment of people and animals. I just don't. And I don't know. I feel that I'm hoping when I die something happens, but I don't know if it will. But it's going to be put on my deathbed that I hated this idea, and when it comes full circle, I was not a part of it. Oh, it's a logwood. Oh, I'm not allowed to play songs now. That'll get my stream shut down in a hot minute. Yeah, it was funny. I've been going through medical issues. It was horrible. But thank God that's fixed. That's the worst thing you want is those kind of problems. It really is. I have been through the sickness and through it all. But yeah, that is embarrassing going through the camera. And when I tell you guys I was sick in crazy ways. Nothing that's going to be death threatening, but just crazy, stupid things that you would never want to happen to you. And this is what happens to me. But I always come out better. So everything's actually 100% better and better than when it started. So I guess I got to be grateful about that. This is what doctors do. They put you I'm like Humpty Dumpty. They put me back together, had side effects, and now I'm perfectly fine. So what are you gonna do? Is life. I mean, at least I didn't have heart problems or cancer. Stupid stuff I could take, and it's annoying, but it's there. At least I can sit and I don't gotta worry about nothing, and my throat is not on fire. So that's like the best thing right now. But now I'm dealing with seasonal allergies because I'm allergic to the outside. Sometimes I feel like Bubble Girl. And I got a dog. So I'm out there and I got to take all this Allegra once a day now. They got this going on for me. And then hay fever is starting. Thank God I have health insurance. I don't know if I could deal with all this without health insurance. It seems like I'm the other favorite visitor these days. And it's for everything due to allergies or just getting the dentist. I'm still trying to pay them so they'll fix my chip on my tooth. Because I'm still arguing with them because the other people are saying they should have done their job with the first two deep cleanings and they said that I shouldn't have to pay for it. But in the end, I want to get my stuff done because I got a better job awaiting me. And I want to get to it soon. It's in the hospital. I really want to work in the hospital a lot. But this is fun. This is just like my social going out. But soon I'll be at the hospital working. I'm hoping I'll be able to draw blood good. I never really thought I'd be a Dracula at the hospital, but I used to call the phlebotomist that, but maybe I'm hoping I'm a good phlebotomist. I've worn many hats in life. Oh, hello, how you doing? At least I won't have to argue with people from phlebotomists. Who's going to argue with somebody that's holding a needle taking your blood? That's the only good thing about this whole phlebotomy. That makes me happy. Because there's a whole lot of people I don't got to deal with attitudes with. That's why I work Friday, Saturday, and Sunday because, I mean, if I have something to say, I just say it. And during the day, with all administration there, it's not bad, but no one's arguing with you. As long as you take the blood correctly, they're just leaving you the hell alone. So who knows? Maybe the universe wanted to give me this job opportunity because I got to find my medical assisting diploma or degree or whatever the hell you want to call it. And maybe I'm hoping to get this entry position because then more money, more flexible hours, and more weird times coming in live stream and laugh out loud. Because that's what I do. I just be coming on in between days off. Oh, well, thank you. Oh, okay. I'm just looking for a question. Oh, I don't have a question. I am right now a state tested nursing assistant. And I don't want to be a nurse, but I guess if you're LPN, you get paid the same in a hospital as a phlebotomist. And since I, a long time ago, went to school for medical assisting, my degree's still good. So they said I can get in there for a phlebotomist and make the same, and all the nurses are mad because it's only $22 an hour. But I am happy and I'm not greedy. I'll take it. Because honestly, it's a secure time to do that, and sometimes my mouth gets me in trouble. And I'm from Cleveland, Ohio, where Machine Gun Kelly was from, but I did not live in the bad part as he did. I was more towards the suburbs. So, I mean, I guess, as the husband puts it all the time, he calls me white privileged. I don't know about privilege. My parents had a house that sent me to private school, but he told me I was white privileged. But he went through struggles. I did it, but I want to say, even though I didn't go through struggles, I believe I developed a perspective of the world from a different angle. And people that feel the struggle come to a certain conclusion going through that. I feel that I came to the same conclusion without the struggle. And that makes any sense. I have the same kind of attitude, but I really didn't struggle. But I know how to make things right and help people more because I went to school longer and I'm good with numbers. So I'm hoping to get like a business agreement and maybe try to get some low cost, like Chong the dog apartments for people and have dogs welcome and keep rent down. I would like to try to maybe hit the people in a different way, something that's going to be helpful. Because a lot of people give you food, give you this, but to give security is a total different thing. So I'm going to try and invest my money and do little things into that. I was hoping once I get my life together and get this book on Amazon and between here and Facebook and everywhere, have enough to do that and just keep, because my mother-in-law lives in these apartments and she's retired and we got to always give her money because they always increase the rent and the elderly. And the thing is, if your check's only $1,000 and your rent's like 900 something, she only gets like I think $40 or $50 in food stamps. I gotta give her money most of the time because they keep raising the rent. It's awful. And I feel rent is too high and people are giving up their animals because they can't afford them. And that's just the bottom line. So we need to figure there has to be more pet friendly places. And maybe if I was on the business angle of this crisis, and since I'm very humble and I don't really spend a lot of money, but I like to have it spend money for me, maybe I can help people in that way. And if you had all dogs welcome and no pet fees, and if I made enough money through Facebook and everything, I could, like, if the dogs messed up the carpet or something, pay people to go in there, and if it doesn't cost me a bunch of money all the time and I can make it up for a profit in other places, I probably could do that. I'd like to start like a empire that way, and just keep everything like $200-300 cheaper. And whatever investors I would probably, I don't even know if I'd have investors at that point. I would just be a main shareholder because other people would try to be greedy and raise rent and this and that. And you can't have that, because if you do that, then these families struggle. So, you know, I think that would help the world if more people like that came out. So I don't think if I did get a lot of money, I would never spend it on expensive things. I would probably invest most of it. Invest it and try to help people in all my investments. Because I feel that would be a better, I think that would be a better spending of my time. But it just depends on what the universe gives me, because that's a lot. You need lots of money for that, and I may never get it, but maybe somebody hears this and they do that in business. And maybe somebody could copy my idea, and I hope they do. And make rent, just have a building with rent $200 cheaper. And I do know that it would help us, so I know it would help a lot of people struggling. And they'd probably be able to keep their animals. Because people, I noticed that people don't have money and stableness to their life, they still do everything they can to keep their animals. So if they kept no pet fees and kept rent lower, the pets would probably not leave, because a lot of people will make sure their animals are fed before them. But if all their bills are getting shut off, the kids are crying and they got to bring the dog to the pound. And then dog dies of a broken heart eventually. But that might be the only way to solve that dog crisis. So I'm over here trying to do what I can. I mean, it's good to pass out money to give people rent. Like I forgot what that guy over here does. I forgot who he is, but I think you guys all know who he is. He has all those videos at millions of views, and he passes out money or gives people computers and all that. I think that's epic or whatever, something like that. I mean, that's all great things to do, but he wouldn't have to do that if somebody would step in and maybe just try to curb the economy and make lower rent. So hopefully, maybe one day I could do that, and then still start my dog shelter. You'd probably only be able to have one. But if I can buy up a property and keep the rent real cheap and stuff like that, and maybe when people really have a medical crisis and they don't have their rent money, and if you own the whole place, it would be easy to just let them go a month without paying rent and just squash the debt. But you'd have to own the business to do that. So that could be a perk of living in my apartment building. Maybe like if you had a problem with paying rent, every once in a while you just kind of do a petition paper or something. And then it would come to me, and then I can give them a month free. And then if they're having medical problems, if I could go over and help them, maybe I can go to their apartment and help them and just give them the month free. And help them get on their feet. And then this way, it doesn't have to be a situation where no one's homeless. But I think business people, they don't think in that way. They think they own something, and if they don't pay, it's gone, and they don't think of the lives they impact. Because I was kind of raised in a business environment of business people. You talked a certain way and did things a certain way. And they really sometimes look down at the homeless. Sometimes some of them are good business people, and some of them that are not, because they never really felt struggles, and sometimes they talk bad about homeless. So I can remember at a young age hearing about how homeless people were bad, stay away from them, they're going to ask you for money. And then I sat there and told my friend that one day when I was over her house when I was like 5, we were like 9 years old. I was like, why is everybody afraid to give everybody money? And we thought about it and we just thought our parents were stupid. So that was just kind of like how my life went. And then it was, they were very greedy people. And money, you get used to having nicer things, and even some people's money will give people a little bit of money and just so they gave some charity, but they won't help them get on their feet even though they have a bunch of money, because I don't think people realize when they have money they can lose it by being greedy. So growing up in that environment, I think I would be a good person to own something like that. I do have business insight and training. I did do have a business degree too, and I understand things like that, and I know who to get and how to tweak things. So who knows? I mean, I'm just kind of living my dream to see where the rest of my life takes me until I die, being over here. I want to start with the dog shelter, and then after that, start with low income housing. And I don't want to be like LeBron James did. He has all these stuff in downtown Cleveland, and he bought apartments. And everybody thought this was great and it was wonderful. But these apartments are more expensive than mine. They're like they're like penthouses, and the Cavs players pay to stay there because they're rich. But nobody else can afford to stay there. So was it true charity, or was it? Or was it? And I like LeBron James. I used to watch him when he was in Cleveland before he got like super famous. Well, he was super famous to begin with when he got drafted to Cleveland Cavaliers, but before, like when he first got drafted, he did hit a lot of stardom, but he kind of got greedy. They gave him a Hummer coming right out of his deal. And then he got Nike and all those people to give him money for those commercials and stuff. And he does give to Akron, and I get it because he did go to St. Mary's, but it's good he gives to those kids. But that he did go there. But I feel sometimes he let things get to his head. He doesn't. Those apartments are fine if he wanted it because he was a Cavs player, and I get it. But he could have got, there was apartments he could have bought up in downtown Cleveland for the poor to be able to afford. And he never did that. He only bought those expensive ones. And then they closed down Tower City. I think there's like certain parts because that's where those penthouses are. And then those penthouses have like a direct route to the stadium. And I get it. You got to take care of your friends when you're rich, and that's good. But there's apartment buildings he could have bought and actually serviced people that needed lower rent and made them nice. But he never did that. And it was sad. Because if he was going to do it, was a good idea, but it kind of got greedy and malicious in the end. So hopefully, maybe one day if he hears that, he'll get some low income housing in Cleveland, in Ohio, where he lives, because he has a house in Bath, Ohio, that he had made. I've been past his house. It's really nice. He had a whole basketball court built into it. He has a lot of security. He has four of his best friends that live up in there. We've seen it. You can't get very close. You could drive past. I know when he did that agreement when he left Cleveland, me and my ex-husband, we drove by there and people were like lighting his yard on fire, throwing eggs and then stuff, and the cops were constantly going to his house. It wasn't pretty for him when he did that. We were just going by the Amish country out there and just cruising by, but it was something to see. It was a piece of history. But hopefully he's giving back more now. But he does try to give back. And everybody was kind of upset about the housing because they were excited about housing, and then they weren't excited because he was only profiting. Because he was getting a lot of money for those penthouses, so I don't know. I think of weird stuff sometimes. Yeah, I don't charge for none of that. Oh, I don't have that kind of money. I got a little bit, probably to get me a small house or something, one of those little house livings, but I'm not rich at all. I'm just trying to put myself out there with between Facebook and all that just to gather up enough money to get a dog shelter now. But I try to invest my money and be smart because I feel that you took your time to go to work, so why not invest the money you have? I have a couple little stuff I invest in, and I try to watch every penny I have. Even if you don't have a lot, you can always put a little aside. And then you always have something. I mean, I did have enough for a car and everything saved up, and then I had an issue in my apartment because of my dog, so I made him my service dog, and that was $1,000. But I put money aside, and I took my $1,000 nest egg and spent it to make sure my dog was happy. So I made him happy, and $1,000 made him even able to get on an airplane. So, and I'll have another little nest egg soon with a little more than that saved up. But it takes a little time. Sometimes you just gotta work on your life. I'm always working on myself. I'm hoping the book that I took years to write, once I get my new laptop situation done, I'm hoping that takes off because I feel I'll get more money for that on Amazon. I can share links, but they have like a bank you can get, like it goes direct link to your bank, Amazon. And they have like a fire security thing. And I'm hoping that goes well because there is a shortage of writers out there. I don't know why. Writing is one of the most, it's the cheapest thing you could do that could bring you money. It's kind of like being a YouTuber, but a little more secure, I would think. So, and then even Amazon does music, so for musicians, it's very helpful. But I personally love Amazon, and I've spent too much money on Amazon. I used to spend $400 a month on Amazon. I didn't have to buy toilet paper for 6 months because Amazon always hits you with these crazy deals of 80% off. And you have so much of it, and then it's like, oh my God, it's 80% off. And then you go and get it, and you're like, how much of this do I need? I had to delete Amazon from my phone because I was spending too much money. Because it's addicting. It's like going to Las Vegas in the casinos. I got lucky going through the casinos because when I go through the casinos, when I usually go there, I come out and I break even. I haven't actually lost money, but I'll break even. Sometimes I go up like $20, but I want to say I like to gamble at the casino sometimes a little bit too much. So I try not to go that much unless I have extra money saved up. So I haven't been to the casinos for like 6 months. So, but it's not bad. I needed a break anyway. So, I mean, you have one life to live. But yeah, let me look at your question. Yeah, I don't want in charge. I mean, if you want to subscribe to me, you can. It doesn't matter to me, but I don't charge for tarot readings. I mean, it's crazy to charge. I mean, how do you know it's going to be real or not real, and how do you know the quality of your product? So, it makes no sense to charge for something like that. I just do it to help people and try to get subscribers for my dog shelter, which is probably going to be around 100,000 or more. So within time, I can get a no-kill animal shelter, Chong the dog, and I know with subscribers you can make money over here through Chong Inspirationals. I've been making money over at Facebook and Instagram so far. TikTok, I'm not. My monetizing button's not even on. I don't know what's going on TikTok. TikTok is, I don't know. They say January is being shut down and all these different things. I just share my Instagram stuff over there and call it a day. I don't even change the music because at this point, I don't know what's going on with them. They're like in the middle of chaos. Snapchat, I keep gathering up followers, but I don't understand it. They say you can make money over there, but I don't know. I guess when I get enough followers, they'll send me a message just like Facebook. I don't know. I guess this is the way of social media. I'm used to like a more business type environment, but this is fun. And sometimes dealing with paperwork, computers, and stuff kills you. And it's very mind numbing. And yeah, sometimes it's not overly physical. Sometimes it is as STNA, but it could mentally break you down. It would give you anxiety and everything else. There's a lot that goes on with a medical career because you got to deal with social workers. You got residents' bill of rights. There's just so much. This is why phlebotomist would be a way better choice. I don't got to worry about if I get sick. I mean, I'm only taking someone's blood and doing some computer work. I could probably get a I could probably get a gym membership. And then if I miss getting my little bit of exercise with my easy assignments, I'll just pick up like a PRN thing because I gotta go visit my friends. Because I'm not gonna lie, I mean, a lot of my social is at work, so most of my Chong group, honestly, is my friends from work. It's sad but true. Just like the Metallica song, Sad but True. They all joined my Facebook group, so this is why Chong on Facebook, which there's another Chong with a Chinese lady. That's why it can never die. Even if our company gets taken over and stuff, I can never let the group die because my entire network started with my people that work at my work. The facility, everyone that worked in there, even residents, subscribed to me. Half of them are subscribed to me here on YouTube. It's crazy. But yeah, and I know my coworkers I've been with for like over 10 years. That's a way we communicate now. It's crazy. It's weird how social media can bring you together or drive you apart. And it seems has just drive me together with people. So I love my friend Lindsay, that my coworker that just moved out of state. She jumps in my live streams. So really, it is kind of like a Facebook live stream over here. Because when they end up leaving the facility, they're subscribed to me. So when I come over here, I just talk to them. Because it's hard when you lose touch with people, and sometimes they never have time to talk to you. So sometimes being in a live chat is beneficial in some lives when you have jobs like that. So I guess there's there. Do you got your question here? It's getting close to 7. I want to make sure I get it. Oh, you said, oh, thank you so much. You're so nice. If you're a YouTuber, I'll look and subscribe back to you. This is YouTube. This is Facebook rules. It's like if one person follows you on Facebook for digital creators, which I am, you always follow back. Because if you're one of the people that never follow back, no one follows you. So I followed like 10. I'm starting to get YouTubers, so I followed 10 YouTubers back. Even if I necessarily might not like something you do on your channel, I will still subscribe and say, and I will not unsubscribe. I find that rude because nobody's perfect. So I'm just letting you know, and I'm putting it out there. If you subscribe to me or YouTuber, it's common courtesy. It's like getting someone your phone number and then you giving yours back. So I'm going to subscribe back. And I'm not going to unsubscribe unless it's some kind of crazy channel people are murdering each other. I may not want to have notifications of those kind of videos or crazy, inhumane things. If it's funny or sarcastic, I'll probably like it because I like weird stuff like that. And I'm a sucker for anything with dogs. And I love that grungy humor. Like when people are cussing and stuff, it's my favorite. My grandmother used to tell me and my mom I have the worst potty mouth and I like the worst kind of humor. I have dark humor and I love dark humor stuff. This is why I'm in the Satan group over there on Facebook. I thought they kicked me out, but they left me in and I get satanic prayers every day, and they're so interesting. But I'm one of those kind of people that just, I'm so interested, I look at it all. So even those kind of things pique my interest. And the worst thing about Satanism, I could say, after being in the Satan group for a while, is I don't, they do kind of empower, they're not horrible. They do a lot of empowering. A lot of their prayers are about empowering, but they empower dark energy. And they're a little egotistical at times because they seem to not care about charity. That's the only bad thing about a Satanist. They really are not out to murder you or nothing. They're just not out to help you. And you find this from being in a Satan group over there. And it gives you perspective in the world, as crazy as the world is. Because I always heard rumors that they were out doing sacrificial killing. And that's absolutely not true. They're not. They're just very for themselves. And they think that, and then pretty much the principles of free. They actually believe in free will. I can't say that because I've read their bylaws, and they have the bylaws in the Satan group. There's over 100. So it took me a while to get through these, but that's their worst sin. Is they're very egotistical a lot, and they take their stuff from a dark place. So I urge you, if you're a Satanist, I don't know if I would go with that because I see you with a life of bad karma being a Satanist. If they were, I don't know. They're not. They don't try to do anything like voodoo, but they do nothing good either. It's all about yourself, and that's it. It's self-empowerment. So I have been studying them for a while, and their prayers are very entertaining. I don't have I said any of them? No, because they're too much for me. And you get a lot of dark energy with it, which is how I know that they're taking this from a dark place. Now, Wiccan, I have my reservations about that because I'm a natural born witch, so I just go with my own ideals. I don't follow any religion. Everybody said that they were horrible and this and that. I've studied them, I've have a couple Wiccan friends. And honestly, it's not bad. They believe in reincarnation a lot because they believe the Wiccans believe that it balances us everything, and they believe in balance, and they believe in good, and they believe in not hurting things in the environment. So Wiccan's not horrible, but just remember that there's only one entity that controls everything. So Wiccans is not a horrible thing to follow, but I guess seeing beyond even that and just seeing one light, you kind of know it all's going to the same place. But that Satan group, not sure. Not sure about that. But honestly, I'm involved in the Lucifer group too. Because it's two divisions of groups. Because you can't, I like to study all religions. I like to know how people think, what makes them tick, and things like that. Luciferism is not is a little better than the Satan group. They do the empowerment, yes, but I did get kicked out of the Lucifer group because I did remind them in a group chat that Lucifer, through history, with religious history, was once good. And they worship the dark side of Lucifer Morningstar, not the light side. And all I said in a group chat with the Lucifer group was that, Lucifer was once good. So, I said maybe you should be more bipartisan with this kind of stuff. The next day I got a message I was removed. So, I guess I would steer away from Luciferism because they're worshiping the dark version of Lucifer, which Lucifer, I don't even know if he was dark to begin with, and that's just something the Catholic Church made up. But they take this to a dark place and they make him like a demon. So I would stay away from them. But I do try to study them. I think maybe they might just slip up and let me come in the group again. I don't know. These are private groups. Sometimes you're allowed entry, sometimes you're not. As a writer, I'm very interested in what people do and why they do it. Because there's a cause and effect to everything. That's just simple science. But there's thinking patterns that go on through the world. Some of them are healthy, some of them are not healthy. And there's a lot of unhealthy ones. And I think that's an unhealthy thinking pattern. So I like to see, see what these guys are up to. Sometimes that's what you got to do in the world. So, but yeah, if you want a tarot reading, you can have a tarot reading. I mean, I'm a person that's seen the light, and I'm here to help you guys with whatever I could see to help you with. Because I did die and come back about 15 years ago. I flatlined, and you don't think anything of it. I've seen people flatline before, but never experienced it myself. It was pretty epic. And it makes me sad that people group together for hate. Because if you live to hate, there's never going to be unity. So that's the thing. And bad people can be good. I learned that when I died also. And I'm trying to get bad people to be good also. Or just inspire them to want to be good. Because I feel that would help this world a lot. And even down to bigotry, sometimes they spread the negativity. So I try, and I guess this is the best way that I could do things. And I do try to always give readings with a positive path where even if you did some bad things, where you can make up for it. Because if you did some bad things, you did some bad things. You can make up for anything you did bad, but you gotta pay the piper, I guess what they say. And sometimes it's not horrible. Paying the piper just could be making up what you did bad and make it better. It could be real simplistic. Some people don't realize this, but it can be. And honestly, it just depends on the person. So, and I'm just over here, talking about this stuff, but I don't want to lie to you guys. I am a researcher. I research a lot of things because that's what life's about. Life's about finding things you like in the world and trying it out and living the best life you can until the reaper comes and gets you one day. Because this is what you do. And this is life in the big city, I guess used to say. So that's how I live my life. Because it is very curious, and the world's a vast place that's changing every day. But one thing that remains in a vast place that's changing every day is truth. And you cannot hide from the truth. Winston Churchill was right. You cannot hide from the truth. And the truth does hurt sometimes. It's very blunt, and you got to live in a world of truth. When you live in a world of truth, when you get really hurt really bad, it's easy because you realize what the truth is and move on. And this is kind of where I've been for years. And I've had a better time in my life because I live in reality, and I try to stay in reality. I have much more better intellectual thinking when I'm high. So I just so that's a lot of times why I be smoking the pot while I'm streaming. I really do. Because I mean, we are more than our jobs, and we are more than our partners and this and that. We're all born to do certain things. I was born to be a researcher of sorts of people. And I really believe I was because I'm very curious about people. I love writing, and it is the mark of a writer because a writer always is curious about people and they're always observing. I've always been very observant in this way too. I feel and I've always been kind of a people watcher. And it's okay to watch other people because if you watch people and what they do and just try to like study our primal activity, even study the brain for a while. Because the male and female brain's different. And there's different traits a female has than a male. And it does give you different perspective of the world when you have more knowledge behind you. So this is kind of what I am. I'm always on a quest for knowledge. I really am. That's why I'm not afraid of anything. I'm not afraid to explore ideas and find out why people think a certain way. But nothing sways me unless I actually believe it in the weirdest way. Even my bosses, this nothing sways me. Money does not sway me, nothing. It has to be my personal belief. And I've always been this way. I don't know why I just have. So maybe this is just the way the universe made me. And it's just the way it's going to begin and end. But I'm hoping at one of these streams, maybe even a medical person could find out the link between people that are intuitive. Maybe their brain is developed different and their front lobal too. I'm thinking because they always say in every religion the third eye is like up in here, and then people say the soul is in your chest. Well, if your third eye is all through history is said to be on your forehead or near your forehead, would that be because your frontal lobe is more developed? And I did bring that up to the medical student that was on the stream not too long ago. And he agreed with me. So maybe in this lifetime I'm meant to find these answers and help out dogs along the way. Because I feel that my purpose is for something, and I believe that it probably would be that. And I do want to get my book out because that is on my bucket list for death. I want a published book before I die. I mean, if it gets a lot of likes or a lot of people buy it, that'd be great. If it doesn't, I mean, it's just not my time. Maybe after once I'm dead, it'll get popular, like most writers. But I do want my words out there before I die, and this is one way of getting them out. It really is. This way, even if you had never thought of live stream, if you live stream and you do enough little live streams before you die, if someone misses you, they can listen to you. Because people's words always get forgotten or people forget what people sound like. I wish my mom would have kept more recordings of what she sounded like before she died. But she didn't. I mean, I remember what she sounds like, but other people don't. And I feel that if they kind of like this idea of like kind of taping yourself and having deep discussion and thoughtful discussions probably would help when you passed away for people to help cope with things. So even if you didn't want to be a live streamer, if you just kept like a digital diary for your kids, I feel it'd be a good idea. So this is kind of like I like to I for some reason I like live streaming. I didn't think I would like it. I thought this was one career that I wouldn't be sure. I wanted to try it, but I didn't think I would like it, and I actually do like it. I don't know, for some reason I like getting my ideas out there, and I like that I don't have to have headphones on and all the noise. I Because I'm not a gamer. So I feel this was a good choice for me. Because my husband does it for fun, all his streaming, when he gets home from the restaurant. And it calms him down and he likes it. And he makes friends online and all this stuff. So I figured, why couldn't I do it? Because sometimes, even though you're with someone, they don't want to hear your deep thoughts. And they don't want to hear your high thoughts either. Usually that's for a different time. So sometimes that's where live streaming could come in handy if you want to have some deep thoughts. Or just something because you know your other half's going to come home doing a bunch of other stuff. So I just putting that out there. But I'm going to close up the stream since it's kind of like a dead stream. And the husband should be home. And I thank all the subscribers and I thank everybody for their support. So, and I don't, the other people didn't put they must have left or something and thought I was doing readings, but maybe they'll come back. I don't know. So, I will talk to you tomorrow because I have another day off and probably keeping all my days off. I feel it's better if I keep my days off. And then I can do more with my social media. So, I will talk to you guys tomorrow, and I hope everyone has a great evening and is having a wonderful day if it's a different time zone. And I appreciate all of your support and things like that. And I'm going to end this here since I don't got any people, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.